A very good Monday morning to you, and I hope I find you very well and hope you've had a really nice weekend. Been away for a few days, not for any particular reason other than I thought I'd have a little break from YouTube. What I want to talk about today on this grey, nondescript kind of day here in Manchester is conspiracy theories, or as I like to call them, alternative theories. Now, don't worry that you're going to have to rush off and get your tin foil hat and put it on, or even don't turn the video off at this point, because I'm not here to extol the virtues of conspiracy theorists or put any more theories out there for you to listen to and consider, or even to listen to and then completely ignore. As the name of the video suggests, it's going to be one of my rambling verbal essays, a little bit regarding what a conspiracy theory is, why they exist, and why, from my point of view, do some people feel that they are important and other people consider that they are completely irrelevant, and indeed so are the people who listen to them and take part in them. So let's start kind of right at the beginning, which is, what is a conspiracy theory? Well, what a conspiracy theory is part of the reason why I call them alternate theories, which is a conspiracy theory is brought to the surface by any group of persons who believe that there is another explanation for something that has happened in the world. It is the rest of the world who have put on the label of conspiracy to that theory. It obviously started off popular in the press with the Roswell incident back in 1947. It was the press who coined that as being a conspiracy against the government. And that label of conspiracy, where theories are concerned, has stuck throughout the decades. So, you know, over the years there's been many famous conspiracy theories and many famous conspiracy theorists, many that you'll be aware of, like David Icke, plus many others around the world. Certainly in America at the moment you have Alex Jones, who does the InfoWars channel on the web over there. I think he does a nightly show now. So let's get kind of right to the basis of why conspiracy theories exist. It's my view on life that there is always more than one possible explanation for everything. There are, in the watch world, there is not just one fact that what is better, you know, whether it is a quartz watch or whether it is an automatic watch, whether it is a mechanical hand wound watch, or whether the history of a particular brand counts for anything, or whether Rolex is indeed the best make of watch you can possibly buy. There are more theories stroke opinions in the world than the ones that are popular. So where do I come from in this? Well, I try to be very open-minded in life, really. I like to feel that there is a point of balance where everybody can find some form of agreement. Even in the case where you have massive disputes, like the argument between Israel and Palestine, for instance. If you strip all the politics away, at some point, if you go back far enough, there will be a nugget of truth where everybody agrees. And that is kind of where conspiracy theories and the accepted theory of what happened in any situation start to veer away from each other. The problem is with conspiracy theories, or the problem that conspiracy theories have, is that most people who don't believe in conspiracy theories think that people who either do believe in them wholeheartedly, or accept the possibility of conspiracy theorists, people like me, are complete nutcases who should be totally and utterly ignored and cast away into some dark corner of civilization, never to be seen again. Well, like in everything else, you are welcome to your opinion. My point of view on that is, if in life you are not open-minded to the possibility that other things can happen other than what is the accepted truth, and what I mean by that is, let us say E equals mc squared by Einstein, one of the most celebrated and accepted theories known to man. The key word there is theory. It has been looked at, it has been worked out, and the mathematics seem to support the postulation that Einstein put forward. But then again, it is that little word, that very, very little word at the end of that, theory. Until something is proven beyond doubt, it is only a theory. Hence, when I talk about scientific things on this channel, that's why I always say that your opinions, your theories, are as valid as anybody else's. And it doesn't matter whether it's mine, your next door neighbours, Einstein, or whoever. Your theory is as valid as anybody else's. So, that being the case, why is it that conspiracy theories are so sneered upon? Well, my take on that is this. Now, let us take two happenings within the last half decade that have caused so much anguish and argument within the conspiracy theory world. 1. JFK. 2. 9/11. I think the important thing here is that the investigations into both of those happenings, over time, or after, when the investigations were done, there are so many facts within the report that have either been A, omitted, or B, redacted. And if you don't know what redacted is, you will certainly have seen it in movies and things like that, where you'll see a CIA report or an MI6 report with black lines through most of the important details. That is redaction. And redaction is done to ensure that people like you and me, the great unwashed and ill-educated, are never likely to see the whole unedited truth. And secondly, the reason that conspiracy theories are thrown up in situations like the two that I've mentioned is that we, the populace, the sheeple as we are known, believe wrongly that our governments would never lead us astray. They would never lie to us. They would never tell us untruths about these kind of things, because these are honourable, elected members of Parliament who are there for our good and our protection. Of course they are. And the people in power depend on that view. They know full well that the majority of people out there in the population are not free thinkers. As long as the individual's world is running relatively well and relatively trouble-free, you have enough money to pay your mortgage or your rent and your bills and your food, and you've got food on the table or shoes for your children's feet, and of course watches on your wrist, then you're not particularly bothered about anything else at all. And the people in power know that, so they know full well that they can shovel as much shit our way as they wish, and we will take it on board. Now, in the normal light of day, of course, we trust our politicians totally, don't we? Because they always deliver on the promises that they make in their speeches prior to an election and the manifesto that they put out there. And then, of course, they deliver them 100% when they get into power. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I'm wrong there. No, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. They never deliver That's right, that's right. They never deliver what they promise. So what's that called? Lying. Lying. That's it. That's it. It's called lying. Now, if politicians can lie about the stuff that they promised to deliver, which is going to be important in our everyday lives, why would they not lie about stuff that's really big? And I think the key thing there is that they know that we won't question them as a mass, as it were, because they know that if we, as a mass, revolted against their dishonesty, they would be in trouble, because there's far more of us, the electorate, than there is of them. They know, in actuality, the power lives with the people. But they also know that most people are sheep, and they will do what they're told, and as long as their little world is running relatively well, they'll never question those elected officials. Where conspiracy theories stand up for me is that it shows good, positive mental health and good, positive inquisitiveness of the human being. That we who are interested in this kind of thing are willing to look at things in a slightly skewed way and answer or ask the questions that are not being answered by those in power. Now, under normal circumstance, I would perhaps be putting forward outlandish theories, looking for your opinions on whether we ever went to the moon or whether there's such thing as aliens and that kind of thing. But I'm not going to do that here. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to ask the question, can you be open-minded enough to ask the questions that should be asked? Or are you quite happy with the status quo? If you're quite happy with the status quo, then you're no different to anybody else. So, you know, you're one of the crowd, as it were. Let me put a question to you. Security within the Western world, let's say. A lot of things are being done to curtail our freedoms in the Western world in the name of security, in the name of anti-terrorism, for instance. Now, we all know, and I accept that, with all the migrant movements of Muslims across international borders here in continental Europe and outside continental Europe, the percentages show that within all of those people, there will be a risk of terrorists getting through. Now, I am not a supporter of terrorism, as you're well aware. I'm not supportive of the hateful religion of Islam, as you're well aware. But let me ask you this question. What politicians are doing at the moment are slowly taking away our freedoms under the banner of security for our countries in the Western world by installing retina scanning, DNA testing. They're trying to bring in fingerprints as a standard on things like driving licenses, CCTV cameras, as we're well aware in Britain, the most surveilled country on the planet. And what we have here in Britain, and I'm sure you'll have it in Australia and Canada and America, the automatic number plate recognition system on motorways. So the state knows where you are all the time, whether you're walking the streets doing your shopping or whether you're safely snuggled in your car listening to your favourite radio station whilst going down the motorways or highways. And all this is done, they say, in the name of anti-terrorism safety for us, the people of their country. Now, in 2014, let me ask you a question. How many people do you think were killed as a result of terrorist activity? Well, I'll give you a minute. 50,000? No. 20,000? No. 10,000? No. 1,000? Must be 1,000, surely. No. 37. Not 3,700. 37 worldwide, or in the Western world. How many people do you think in Europe alone were killed by cancer or cancer-related diseases and cardio-related diseases? Nearly 2 million. So that's 37 by terrorism and nearly 2 million by cancer and heart attack type issues. Which is the bigger threat? Now bear in mind, I am not a supporter of jihadist behaviour. I'm not a supporter of the appalling, what appears to be very violent religion of Islam. But working on those two figures alone, which is a bigger threat, and where should all the focus be? Where should all the money be invested? Should it be in cameras and retina scans and automatic number plate recognition systems, or should it be cancer care and heart care worldwide? If they really, really want to look after their people, where should the money be going? So conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists look at problems from a slightly skewed perspective. We ask other questions, looking at other possibilities. It is very odd to me that I speak to so many people who believe that we, the human species, are it, that we are the best that nature, for want of a better word, can offer. So what I'm saying there is that they do not believe that there is any form of life anywhere else in the universe. So aliens do not exist in their reality. Now I know some of you out there will be scoffing at the fact you hear these people saying that they've been abducted, that they hear stories of these little grey men with big heads and black eyes and no noses and a very, very slim mouth and that kind of thing. But what you've got to consider there is that if we are it, the best that the universe can give, what's all the rest of it for? Are we such an accident that it is, millions and millions and millions and millions to one that could be the case? Conspiracy theorists are open to the idea that there are other species and that they do come to Earth and have come to Earth for many, many years. So are the people who don't believe in conspiracy theories a little bit like dyed-in-the-wool religious fanatics who believe in, let's say, creationism, that the world is 4,500 years old and that's it, there is nothing before that? Do they live in such a closed box? Do people who don't believe in conspiracy theories or consider conspiracy theories live in such a sheltered world where you don't ask questions? And maybe that's a nice place to be. Maybe ignorance is bliss. So we, the people who accept that there is another option, let's say, are, with a very, very golden light shining upon us, seekers of truth, seekers of a set of circumstances that could possibly explain things that happened how the magic bullet came about in JFK assassination, how the 9/11 Twin Towers looked as though they were a demolition. So this is what we ask the questions, and I think what it's about is the difference between a somebody who likes conspiracy theories and somebody who poo-poos conspiracy theories, is that the ones who call us fools, nutcases, and tinfoil hat wearers, and yes, I've been called a tin hat wearer before, is that you don't want to ask the questions. You want to believe that the people in power, the people you elect, the people you trust to run your everyday lives, will never tell you an untruth. And as we discovered right at the beginning of the video, I was incorrect. I discovered by talking to myself here in Manchester that they do lie. So if they can lie about the small stuff that affects our everyday lives, why would they not lie about the big stuff that has changed our lives massively? Certainly after 9/11, our freedoms have been taken away massively by the Patriot Act in America and by all the security put in here in Britain. I'm old enough to remember when the world wasn't like this. So what has changed? If you look slightly ahead of that, you can go to the conspiracy theory of the New World Order, which is a great one for being knocked out of the park as being a complete nut job of a story, where the New World Order is creating chaos and fear and terror. Once the people are frightened enough, the New World Order will offer a solution of taking away the terror, taking away the chaos. But to allow them to do that, we, the people of the world, have to surrender our freedoms. Now, if talking about here in Britain, if not being on the camera 300 times a day, not having our cars scanned as we go down the motorway, not being on CCTV in shops, not as when I went on holiday having our retinas scanned going through airports, if that is not having our freedoms taken away, then what is? Very interesting video online at the moment by David Icke, one of the main proponents of conspiracy theories. If you can seek it out, have a look at it and see what you think. A very, very interesting video. But I think that's where I'm going to draw this to an end, because we're now 24 minutes in. It's not about me sitting here extolling the virtues of conspiracy theories. It's asking the question why people enjoy conspiracy theories and look at them and really consider them as possibilities, and why the other band of people consider them complete and utter nonsense, and the other kind of people who believe in them that are considered to be complete and utter nutcases who should be locked up. What does that say about the people who are against conspiracy theories? Let me know in your suggestions about this. Let me know which side of the camp you fall on, and let me know if you fall on either side of the camp. Let me know why you fall on either side, not just with a single word or a couple of letters. Send me a paragraph or so and explain why. And if you think I'm wrong about the taking away of our freedoms on the justification of terror and terrorism, let me know why you think I'm wrong. So that's it for this one. So as always, lots of questions I think to be asked about this video. So therefore, lots of answers are sought about this video, pop them down below. As always, questions, queries, suggestions for this kind of nonsense, pop them down below. While I've been away, thank you very much for the few new subscribers who have come along to join the merry band here. If I've not got back to you all, I apologise. I will get back to you all in the next couple of days, so look out for my little welcome notette. So for now, that's it, people. If you've enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. And if you're here for your first time, you're thinking, do we do anything other than conspiracy theory nonsense? I do watches stuff and lore and all sorts of rubbish. So have a look in the back catalogue and see if there's anything that tickles your fancy, and if it does, click that little box that says subscribe. So for now, I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.